In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to fix a leaking bathroom sink faucet. Okay, so as you can see, it's leaking. Now, to tell if it's a hot water leak or a cold water leak, what you can do is you can feel the drip, and if it's warm or hot, it's a hot water leak. And to tell for sure, you shut off the shutoff valve for the hot water. There are two shutoff valves, and it's under the sink. I'm going to show you that right now. So there's the shutoff valve for the hot water, and there's the shutoff valve for the cold water. So I'm going to shut off the hot water shutoff valve and see if the drip stops, and then we will know if it's a hot water leak. Okay. So as you can see, the leak stops. So this is a hot water leak. So I'm going to have to replace the hot water washer. There should be a cap on here. It's not here. There's one for the cold water. I'm going to remove this cap just to show you how to remove it. Basically use a slot-headed screwdriver. I'm going to put a piece of fabric over here so I don't scratch the faucet. Just press it in. Then you just pull it out, and that's how it comes out. To put it back on, just put it in like so, push it down. That's how you put it back in. So this is the handle that needs to be removed. Now this screw needs to be removed. The problem is it's very corroded, it's frozen, and if you try to remove the screw, you can end up stripping and damaging it, and then it's going to be a lot harder to remove. So I'm going to be using some penetrating oil to try to loosen it. Now I'm going to let that sit for about a minute, let the oil work its way in, and then I will attempt to remove the screw. Okay, so I'm going to try to remove the screw now. So I'm going to be using a slot-headed screwdriver. You have to press down hard and turn at the same time. Oh, this is really frozen. This is not going to come out. So the screwdriver is not going to do, it's not long enough. The slot head isn't wide enough, so I'm going to be using this screwdriver right here. It has a wider head compared to this one, as you can see right there, and it's longer. And what this screwdriver has is an area where I can apply a wrench. So when I put this on the screw, I can use a wrench and turn this to give me extra leverage to turn it. And let's see if that works, because this screw is really frozen. It's heavily corroded. The oil is working its way in, but I still can't remove it with that screwdriver. So I'm going to try this screwdriver right now. Okay, so I'm going to push down and turn. And I got it. So this screwdriver worked. I used the adjustable wrench to turn this area as I was pushing down on the screwdriver, and I was able to remove the screw. So the handle, as I expected, is also frozen. So I'm going to try to apply some oil in here, and you could shake it and turn it at the same time. Maybe it'll come loose. Yeah, this is really frozen. So if it doesn't come out, you have to use something called a faucet handle puller. So I'm going to try to do it without that. Okay, I'm going to be putting this piece of fabric here to prevent scratching. And I'm going to try to lift this off gently. I feel it coming off. Yep. Looks like this. It looks like we're going to have to replace the faucet head because it's cracked. It's so heavily corroded that as you can see. So we're going to have to replace this faucet handle, and then we'll continue with the job. This was heavily corroded. This cannot be salvaged. Okay, so now this has to come off. So this has to be removed. Hopefully we could do it without damage the rest of the faucet assembly. Okay, so the broken piece of the faucet handle is stuck to the valve, and that has to come out. So I'm going to be using a pair of locking pliers, and I'm going to try to gently shake and pull this piece off, this broken piece of the faucet handle. Oh, this is really stuck. What I want to try to do is hit it with a hammer from the bottom. There's no leverage, there's no room. This is not coming out. So I'm going to remove the valve with the broken faucet handle piece on it. So I'm going to be using a adjustable wrench. Okay, now before we continue with the broken faucet handle piece, I'm going to show you the washer. The washer is damaged. You see the indentation on the washer? That means that the seat that's inside, there is a seat there, and I'm going to be removing that seat to inspect it. It's rubbing against the washer over time for many, many years, opening and closing the faucet. It just pressed into the washer, and you see there's a groove here, and the water is seeping through, and that's what's causing the leak. As you saw before, the leak was minor, it was just a drip, and that's as a result of the extent of the damage of the washer. It's supposed to be flat here. So this looks pretty bad, but if it's completely cut through, that means the seat may need to be replaced. I'm going to inspect the seat. If it looks sharp at the edges and damaged, I'm going to replace it. If not, I'm just going to put the same seat back in. So this washer needs to be replaced. The next thing I'm going to do now is to remove the seat. Now to remove the seat, you're going to need a seat wrench. This has many sizes. Okay, so now if you look inside, you can see the seat right there. See that circle inside? That's the seat. Okay, so I'm going to be turning it counterclockwise, left. Okay, just loosen it. Push it down to get a grip on it, and gently just pull it out. Okay, so the seat looks okay. It doesn't look like it's sharp at the edges or anything. If you want to change the seat, these are very inexpensive. Just take the seat with you, bring it to the plumbing supply store, and match it up with the new one and get yourself a new one if you want to replace the seat. Okay, so to put the seat back, just insert the wrench in the seat. Turn it clockwise. Careful not to cross the tread. Okay, it's tight. Now that it's off, I have access to the opposite side. I'm going to be putting some penetrating oil in here to let the oil set in and hopefully allow me to get this faucet handle piece off. Okay, I'm going to let that oil set in. Another way to do this, if you have a bench vise, you can put it on the vise and then you have better leverage, because I have nothing to hold this. So I'm going to screw this back in and use this as leverage. Make sure you push this to the base. Careful not to cross the shred. Okay, so after pulling and twisting using different methods, I feel it's starting to loosen. So what I did is I put it back in here to give me more leverage. And you gotta understand, you can't put too much stress on this because you can damage the whole faucet. You can damage the packing inside, so it's not going to be worth it. But since it's starting to come loose, I'm going to try to salvage this. So I feel it coming loose. I'm going to get it from both sides. It has lifted up. I can feel it because I have less leverage. It was all the way down here. It's starting to come loose. And there you go. It finally came out. The tread is still good. So now I'm going to remove the washer. I'm going to be using a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, that came out nice and easy. Okay, so there's the washer. A lot of wear on it. I'm going to be replacing it. Okay, so I'm going to be putting the new washer in. Now there's two sides. You see one is marked. So put the side that's unmarked. And then I'm just going to put the screw in. Now these washers, you can find them usually in a package. They're different sizes. You can find them in a plumbing supply store or a home center. Now I'm going to install the valve back into the faucet. Okay, so here's the replacement. Comes with the cap and the screw inside. Here's the one I removed. So it's the same one. So you just take this with you to the plumbing supply store and match it and get the right one. They did not carry this in the home center, so I had to go to a plumbing supply store. They were willing to sell it separately, and I got this for around $3 and change. You can also find it online for about $8. Now if you have the exact same faucet, this happens to be a Gerber bathroom sink. The part number is 46491. Okay, so just put it on like so and make sure it's matched up with the cold water. So it's going to be like so. Put the screw in. Now you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. Put the cap on. Okay, so I'm going to be turning the water on and let's see if it's fixed. Okay, so the hot water valve is on. So I'm going to turn on the hot water. And there you go. The leak is fixed. So basically, we were able to do this job at an extremely low cost. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Please like this video, please subscribe, and thank you for tuning in.